Successful people consistently do what normal people refuse to do. It's a quote from Andy Frisella, and it's one I absolutely love, particularly at this time of year. Hi, everyone. At the time of recording, this is the 30th of December, 2019. We're between Christmas and New Year's. And it's a time where I really like to get thinking about what is normal. I have so many people come to me for help with their weight loss or their relationships, with the experience of their life. And they want to change. They want to transform. They want to lose weight, get healthier, be fitter. They want to have closer, more connected relationships. And in every case, all that's really happened is that they've developed some habits that have become normal that aren't actually helping, that aren't supporting the results, the outcome, the life that they'd actually want to be happening. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And wherever you're watching, whether you're watching live or on replay, I really want you to consider what are the normal habits of normal people at this time of year. For most people, it involves perhaps still overeating the Christmas leftovers, buying more stuff in for the New Year's celebrations. Maybe it's the chips and the lollies and the crackers and the cheese and the nuts and the chocolates. I don't know, the vol au vents, whatever it is. Maybe it's the seafood. But for most people, the habits at this time of year are overeating, over-consuming, over-drinking, staying up later than they wish to watch the fireworks or to see the new year in. I really want you to consider, what do you want to be your new normal? What has been your normal in the past? In past years, what have you done? Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that there is a certain tribal mentality going on here. Our primitive brain is programmed to go along with what other people are doing, to do the same sorts of things. So much so that we're often not even conscious of this. You know, you're not hungry, you're not eating anything, but people around you are sitting around the food and someone else will eat something and you'll reach for the food. Everyone else is having drinks, so you feel like, I'll just have an extra one. I'll just have a top up as well. I need to keep pace. It's really interesting to consider how many people are sabotaging their health and their well-being for that event, that they're undermining the life that they actually want to live. And most people, what is normal is to have regret on New Year's Day, to start the new year, or for this year, that it'll be the new decade, with remorse, with guilt, with embarrassment or shame, with disappointment in ourselves. And I really want to offer for you that there's another way to do it. You don't have to do that way. If you're willing to go against the normal, if you're willing to be the odd one out, if you're willing to make changes that are consistent with the life you actually want. You know, when it comes to managing a healthy weight, are you a healthy person living a healthy life? Will your actions on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day reflect that? You know, so often we have these cultures, we have this custom built up, this social tribal acceptance that this is what is done at this time. And as I said, we have a strong, primitive biological drive to go along with that. But what I love about our evolved, our sophisticated brains that we have is that we go beyond animal instinct. We can recognize the urges, the desires, the temptation. We can override it. We can choose to be aligned with our greater purpose, our greater goals, than the fleeting gratification of a moment. We can actually go beyond our instincts. That is one of the things that's made humans the most dominant animal, arguably, on the planet. That we can go beyond our simple instinct. And I really want you to consider, if you would change it, if you would start to create customs that you want to be continuing every Christmas, and between every Christmas and New Year, and every New Year's Eve and every New Year's Day from here on, what might that look like? Might it be different from what you have been doing? Creating customs, creating habits, creating rituals and routines never happens spontaneously. None of these rituals that we have started with our collective agreement. It's simply that someone did something. Someone made a choice. Someone else went, okay, I'll go along with that choice. I'll do that too. And collectively that grew. Now, of course, we see it in social media, on movies, in our friends' circles, the habits of our family and prior generations. But all customs are collectively created. Someone has to go first. Someone has to start. And then, like any habit that we have that's so unconscious for us, we do it and then we do it repeatedly till we don't have to think about it anymore. But at some point, you didn't do it. You know, you weren't born brushing your teeth, knowing how to drive, knowing how to write or to speak. All of those habits that we take for granted often now are simply habitual choices, actions that we've repeated until we don't have to think about them anymore, until they've hardwired in our brain to be automatic. And I want to offer that if you want to create a healthy life, if you want a successful life, if you want to have the health, the weight, the relationships that you want to be having, then you have to act in accordance with those outcomes. You have to create habits that lead you to that outcome naturally. It has to just become a way of life. Someone has to go first. New transformation has to start somewhere. So when will you start your transformation? When will you do something different? And if you do want to start straight away, I encourage you to do the following. To really think about, well, okay, what are my normal habits? What are my past behaviors at this time of year? What do I normally do? What is the expectation of the people around me? What will the other people expecting me to normally be doing? And do I want that behavior as my normal? That's so amazing that we have the power to choose. And if not, if you want it to be different than it is, then I encourage you to make a list. Actually write down the habits you'd like to be practicing instead of the ones you have been practicing. And if you really want to make them effective, maybe don't try and change everything at once. Pick one or two of them to start with. Make them small, make them easy. Make sure they're really relevant to you. Stay connected to why it matters for you to create that life, that outcome that you wish. Can you stay connected to your why? And the reason why I like to encourage you to make the changes small and easy is because when we are in the face of perceived rejection or criticism or judgment from others, which might happen if we're the one to politely decline the extra drinks, to politely decline the overeating, to provide a healthy food in a healthy portion for us, to advocate for our health and well-being, to have the courage to be genuine and authentic from ourselves towards others, to actually say what we really want to say instead of holding back and hiding and going along to get along. Can we stop people-pleasing others in order to please ourselves, in order to really show up and be proud of the person we are becoming? You have to step into that role. So make it small, make it easy, because in the face of all of those change, other people might not react positively. You might hear criticism. Oh, go on. It's just one night of the year. It's a special occasion. Why don't you? You're no fun anymore. You don't have to believe any of those things. You don't have to give up what you want just because someone else wants it. In the end, we teach people what is acceptable to us by what we accept. We teach people how to treat us by what we do. I have so many clients that say they've told people in the past, oh, I really need your support, or I don't want to do that anymore, or I want to say no. I don't want to have the excess drinks, I don't want to overeat. I don't want to fight so much. And then when the other person keeps doing their old habits, because here's the thing, other people aren't necessarily watching this video. Other people aren't necessarily undergoing a transformation. Other people aren't necessarily choosing the same choices you are. They're still living in their reality. They're still going along with their habitual thinking, their habitual actions. So chances are people will still do what they've always done. So as I said, people have said, they've said no. I've asked my partner or whatever to not bring me the extra food or to not top up my drinks or whatever, and then they still do. The trouble is, when they do what they normally do, like in the past where the partner, the friend, the family member says, go on, just have some, it's a special occasion, or, yeah, I heard you mean it, but I made this one special for you, or, they're thinking, of course, you're saying that because you want to be good and you want to be perceived as being good, but you don't really want to do those things. Perhaps they're in diet mentality, think you have to go without or be deprived. But did you know you can politely decline without going without? You can decide not to have excess without being deprived. It's totally possible. So, of course, other people are still going to act the way they've always acted. And they might notice if you're acting differently. So make the changes small, make them easy. Make them something that you can feel you can advocate for, that you can stand up against that social pressure, that you can recognize that other people are still going to do whatever they're going to do. And I urge you to give them permission to do it. They're not doing it wrong because you want to change. Have compassion and understanding. They're just running on the old script. They haven't gotten the updated notes that you have. So make a list of the habits you want to change. Pick one or two of them that you could make small, easy adjustments to. Connect to your why so that you can advocate for yourself, so you can stand firm, right? I kept telling that story of, we tell people one thing and then they do their old habit, they go on, and then we give in to their pressure. We go along to get along. And when we do, we give up our success and we teach them we didn't really mean it. I don't know how many times I used to do that. I'd tell people, back in the day when I had my extra 50 kilos on, I'd be saying things like, I'm being really good, I'm going on a diet, I'm being really focused, like all the things I used to do all the time. And then when it came to a party or a celebration, when we were talking about those things, they'd put out the normal things. They'd say, go on, it's a special occasion, just this time. And I would teach them that I didn't really mean what I said because I would go and have those things. So it was learning to change that, to be the odd one out, to go, do you know what? I'm not going along with the herd behavior this time. I'm not going to people please other people. I'm not going to put their feelings ahead of my success. It takes courage, it takes bravery, because we have to fight against our instinctive tribalism, our instinctive go along to get along. But here's the beauty of what happens when you do. When you stay firm, when your words and your actions are in alignment, then other people learn. All of my friends who at one time said, oh, you're no fun anymore. You don't, because I didn't excessively drink with them every time we got together at a party. I didn't massively overeat. Once I said no, I really mean it. I need to change these. I can't keep doing this to my health. I need your support. I need your respect. Now, of course, you don't actually need those things. It's nice to have them. But I said those. And then, because my friends did actually care about me, they backed off a little bit of the pressure. And ever since then, we still get together. We still have fun. And they realized that actually, I can still be fun. We still have a great time. We still have a great connection. Just don't have to be massively overeating and overdrinking. We don't have to be sabotaging our health anymore to do it. Now I get to be genuine. I get to be myself. And I get to have the connection that I want with others because I was willing to show up. I was willing to be the odd one out. I was willing to go against the trend. And what happens is sometimes when you do that, other people start to follow. They're inspired by your action and they do likewise. They decide that your tribe is perhaps better than the tribe they have had. So I really want you to consider that at this time of year. What do you want your normal to be? And we're going to go along with everyone else's normal, just to people please, just to remain part of the tribe, just so you don't have any uncomfortable feelings of rejection or embarrassment? Or are you willing to feel those things? Are you willing to stand up for yourself, to advocate for your health and well-being, to make small changes that you can live with, so that you can be the one who actually is the odd one out, who achieves the success, who's actually living the life you want? There was a lot in there. And of course, realistically, a lot of those things to create that life can take a lot of little steps accrued. But you have to start somewhere. Why not start today? Why not make this New Year's different? Why not make it part of the life you want to be living? Why not make it consistent with who you want to be? Now, of course, if you'd like some extra help with that, that's what life coaching can really help. You know, a life coach helps you improve both the experience of your current life and helps you support you in creating the life you want. So if you'd like to have a chat about that or an experience of what direct one-to-one coaching can be like, you can book a consultation with me, get help in one particular area, and get a clear plan of how you can move forward and achieve the results that you want to achieve, to be living the life you want to be living. If you're interested in doing that, head on over to livemorelife.com.au, click on free exploratory session. I'll be in touch, we'll set up a time, we'll have a quick chat about one area you need help with. We'll talk about, if you want, what it might be like to work together and actually create that life. With or without my help, you can start now. You can make 1 or 2 or 3 small changes that you can live with, that you're willing to advocate for. You can be the odd one out and create a new normal that works for you and maybe inspires others to make a new normal too. I hope you have an amazing day. If this video has been helpful for you, make sure you give me a like or a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, or you can subscribe to my newsletter at livemorelife.com.au. Get my weekly hints and tips. For now, choose success. Be the odd one out. Be willing to be different. And let's make your success normal. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to talking with you in 2020. Bye for now.